Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. The earth on which we all are living is a planet in the solar system. Jupiter and Saturn are bigger than Earth, and we can see them with our naked eye without the aid of a telescope. They look just like tiny dots in the infinite sky. The satellites that our scientists have sent have taken photographs of the Earth from near Jupiter, and there our Earth looks like a small dot only. In that dot, we all inhabit all these seas, mountains, hundreds of crores of people. The earth is actually, every little bit of our earth is filled with some form of life or other. The seas and the forests, we find many types of life. And this earth is just a planet in the solar system, and our sun is nothing but a small star, a medium-sized star in the Milky Way galaxy. And such galaxies are there many, infinitely many in our, we cannot count them even. There are many galaxies in our universe. This universe is called one Brahmanda. And such Brahmandas are many. And God creates them, sustains them, and also annihilates them. We call God as Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. O God, you are the creator of Akhilanda Koti, infinite number of universes that come forth from you. They are sustained by you, and again they merge into you. This Leela of God, all these universes form but 1/4 of God's energy. And Veda says there are another 3/4 of his Nitya Leela where there is no death or birth in that Nitya Leela. Padosya Visva Bhutani Tripadasya Divi, says the Veda. All these universes are but 1/4 of God's energy. And in order that in this 1/4 of energy there is birth, growth and death. And in order to escape from the eternal births and deaths, we have to cross this ocean of Mrityu Leela and reach to the Tripat Vibhuti, the 3/4 energy of God, that Nitya Leela. And once we reach that state, we need not come back to this world. And that is why we all are struggling to do sadhana to reach that God. And that God, if He is able to create these many universes, a doubt may come to us. If suppose these many universes are coming from the God and again they are being merged into the God, whether the size of the God increases and decreases while the infinite universes are coming from Him, His size should diminish. And when the universes again are merged with Him, His size should grow. But the Shastra says that He remains the same. Whenever the universes come forth from Him and again merge Him, it doesn't change. A Vedic mantra describes this. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purna Mudachyate Purnasya Purna Mayadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. He is Purna, that means He is infinite. And these universes are also infinite. Purnasya Purna Madaya Purna Beva Avasishyate. Even if all these universes come from Him, or when these universes merge in Him, He remains Purna, infinite only. Mathematics explains this like this. Infinity plus infinity is equal to infinity, and infinity minus infinity is also infinity. That means when these infinite universes come forth from Him, He remains the same, and with these many universes they merge in Him, also He remains the same. Thus, God is called Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma, where the Shastras declare that God is Ananta, He is infinite. And we have to please that infinite God. We have to realize that infinite God so that we shall escape from the eternal births and deaths from this samsara. And how can we do that? We are after all poor human beings. How can we are unable to conceive the position of that God also. The Shastras declare Avang Manasa Gocharam. He cannot be described by words, and He cannot be perceived by your intellect. Such is the great glory of the God. And the Upanishads, they at length they describe about God. But even then, these Upanishads also failed to describe the exact position of the God. They only end up with deity, deity. They will just tell those things that are known to us and they say this is not God. Deity, na iti, this is not God, this is not God. But to that extent only the Upanishads could also describe God. So how can we, after all, we are poor human beings inhabiting on this little earth, can conceive of the God who is creating these many universes, how that infinite God can be perceived by us, and how can we please Him, and how can we escape from this ocean of samsara, and how much sadhana is required, we will ponder over that. Because we cannot do infinite sadhana to please the infinite God, we just do a sadhana of 9 days and appeal to the God that this sadhana of 9 days of us may be treated as Purna sadhana. Because 9 is taken as the Purna Sankhya. Any number multiplied with 9, the total of those numbers will again give 9. For example, 8 into 1 is equal to 18. 9 into 2 is equal to 18. 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. 9 into 3 is equal to 27. 2 plus 7 is equal to 9. 9 into 4 is equal to 36. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. So any number multiplied with 9, the total of the numbers that we obtain is equal to 9. So 9 is considered as a Purna Sankhya, and thus we do a sadhana of 9 days and appeal to the God to make us reach that infinite position, to perceive that infinite God, to please that infinite God with the little sadhana of 9 days. That is why we do a sadhana of 9 days. And after the sadhana of 9 days, we try to reach the infinite God. The 10th day we celebrate as Dasami. Dasami, 10, means 10. The number 10 indicates that. And that 10 number indicates infinity. The numbers 10, 100, 1000, these numbers indicate infinity. So, with the modest sadhana of 9 days, we are trying to reach the infinite God on Dasara on the 10th day. So, being that our aim, we celebrate Dasara to show that we are trying to reach that infinite God, and that is the goal of our sadhana, to show that we are celebrating the Dasara festival on the 10th day. And how these 10, 100 and 1000 mean the infinite God, we can see some examples from the scriptures. Vedas declare that Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. They describe God with these words. God is having 100 faces, 100 eyes, 1000 faces. Sahasra Sirsha Purusha. He is having 1000 faces, 1000 eyes. Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. He is having thousands of legs, 1000 legs. If we take it literally, we have to say that God is having 1000 faces, and each face having only one eye, 1000 eyes, and 1 feet only per person. But that is not the meaning. It means he is having thousands of faces, thousands of eyes, and thousands of legs. That means he is having infinite faces, infinite legs, and infinite eyes. Similarly, when we bless a person, we say him Satamanam Bhavati Satayu Purusha Satendriyaha. We say you live for 100 years, but that does not mean that he has to live for only 100 years. Particularly when the Shastras declare that 125 years is the full age of a person. So we cannot say that you just live for 100 years only. It is not the meaning. We say that you live for an infinite period. You cross this ocean of samsara, reach the eternal abode of God, and there live for an infinite period of time. That is the meaning of our blessing. And then this Dasara 10 is also the same meaning. It means we want to reach that infinity. So we are doing these Navaratri 9 days of sadhana, and basing of that our Purna sadhana, 9 days of sadhana, we are trying to reach the abode of God, which is a infinite God who is infinite. That is the purpose of this 9 days sadhana, Navaratri sadhana we are going to do in this Ashvija month. Let us all pray the goddess Durga in these 9 days, and with the help of the 9 days sincere sadhana, let us all reach the permanent abode of God, and once for all cease from this life of births and deaths, and reach the eternal abode of God. Hare Krishna.